Here we come a-wandering, so fairly to be seen. Here we come a-wandering, so fairly to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you I will sail too. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to all of you at home this morning. I hope you've had your breakfast, or maybe some families have told me that you watch this assembly whilst you're having breakfast, which is rather lovely. I wonder what you're having today. Is anyone having cereal? Or has anyone had cereal? Is anyone having toast? What you're having on your toast, or what did you have on your toast if you're already at school? Is anyone having something cooked this morning? Goodness me, you're very lucky if you are. If you're having any eggs or bacon or anything like that, that would be rather lovely. Perhaps you're having crumpets. So many different wonderful breakfasts that we can have, aren't there? Now, you might be wondering, whether you're at home or at school, why I started with that song. And those of you with keen ears will have recognised that it's the same artist singing the song as the person who sings our Sweet Bells song that we had before Christmas. One of my favourite singers, she's called Kate Rusby, and she's very local. She lives in Barnsley. And one of the reasons I really like Kate is that she sings lots of very old English folk songs. And the song that you heard there is a very old English folk song called Here We Come a Warsailing. And she sings in that song, peace and joy come to you, and to you a wassail too. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year, which I thought was a really, really lovely message for our assembly today. But I have to say, I've listened to this song for years and years and years, and I've never really known what wassailing was or why you would wish somebody wassail until this year. Now, for Christmas this year, I was given a really, really great book. It's not a book I've ever had before. Here it is. It's month by month, and it says here that this is a children's almanac. And I've never had an almanac before, but luckily the first page of this book does explain what an almanac is. Some of your mums and dads might know what they are. I've never had one before. And it says here in my book, first section is called What is an Almanac? And it says, the first almanacs were created about 3,000 years ago. So those keen historians amongst you, think about what was happening in the world 3,000 years ago. Who might have created the first almanacs? Well, here's the answer. They were written by the ancient Egyptians, who used a kind of paper made from reeds known as, I know some of you know this, papyrus. And in the almanacs, the writers listed all the dates that were thought to be lucky or unlucky and made predictions about the weather. Farmers use these almanacs to help them know when to plant seeds and when to harvest the crops. Nowadays, you can also find almanacs which have fun facts about each month, things to do outdoors and indoors, animals to spot, festivals to celebrate, and seasonal food to grow, cook and eat. They also contain information about the weather, the night sky, and all sorts of other amazing facts. I have to say, I heartily recommend this book if anybody's doing any book ordering at home. I think it's a really lovely companion to go through the months with. It's fantastic. And this was, in fact, where I got my fact on Friday. Do you remember me telling you about this chap here? Do you remember who he was? Yeah, he's Janus, the Roman god of gates and doorways and new beginnings. And he was always drawn with two faces looking in opposite directions. One face looked back at the year that had passed, and the other looked forwards into the new year. So there he is. I told you about him on Friday. So that's where I got my Friday fact from. Remember, the more you read, the smarter you get. It's as simple as that. Now, the other thing that I really love about this is it tells us all about the different festivals that happen in different parts of the world and in different religions in each month, which I find really handy because it's difficult to keep track of everything that's happening all over the world. A sip of coffee. And amazingly, it was just amazing that I found out from this book what wassailing was. And I'm going to read it to you because it goes back a long, long time. Warsailing is an ancient tradition. The word wassail comes from the Anglo-Saxon words was hail, which means good health. So when you wish somebody wassail, and it's Waeshael, so really ancient kind of form of English there, it means good health. The festival of wassailing looks forward to what people hope for in the new year to come: good weather, good health, and a good harvest. When people went wassailing, this involved them going out into the countryside to bless the apple trees. The wassail king and queen led everyone in a sing-song around the tree to encourage it to produce lots of apples. So there we are. That's what that song is all about. So I thought we might do a bit of wassailing today and tomorrow. I think I'm going to get wrapped up, and then I'm going to take you through into the garden, and we'll see if we can find any fruit trees to wish good health to, and have a look at just generally what trees we've got going on in my back garden. And then tomorrow maybe we can nip out the front and have a look for some signs of new life, things that are happening in the garden at the moment. So as we go out, we'll also look at, because I'd love you to do this, whether you're at school or at home, have a look at the types of trees that you can see and see if you can name them all. I love the names of plants and trees. Ask your mums and dads what the plants and trees are called in your garden or your shrubs, because there's just something magical about them. And also see if you can tell whether they are evergreen or deciduous, because of course if they're evergreen and it's deepest winter time, they should still have their green leaves. If they are deciduous, look up the spelling for that. That means that at the moment they won't have any leaves, but we might be able to see some tiny buds if we look really, really carefully of the new leaves that will be coming in spring. And we'll see if we can find any fruit trees. So come with me. Whoop, here we go. Had to go mobile. Don't think I need my glasses on out there. Okie dokie, let's see what we can find. Let's have a look at about 4 different shrubs and trees and see if we can do some wassailing. I don't think I'll sing round them because I think my neighbours might think I've actually gone bananas, which wouldn't surprise them too much. Here we go. Oh, it's a nice day today. I've still got a little bit of snow on the ground, but okay, I found our first tree. I'll turn the camera around. There we go. So have a look at this tree. This tree is really, really close to my patio doors, and I'll tell you why I love that in a minute. This tree, you might recognise it as a Christmas tree, and it is, because we planted this out one year after we'd had it for Christmas. It's a Norway spruce. And this tree, have a look, has it still got its leaves? Yes, it does. It's still got green on them. So this is an evergreen tree. And I love having this tree close to the house because it attracts all of the small birds, some really special ones actually. We get wrens in this tree, some goldcrests, that's the smallest garden bird. And what else? Occasionally some long-tailed tits. And they really love this tree because in between all of these branches, you get little spider webs, and all of those little tiny birds really like to eat those. So that's really nice, and I can see them then from the window. So there's tree number 1. We found an evergreen, and next door to tree number 1, ooh, interesting. Now you can see by looking at this tree that it's not an evergreen. This is a deciduous tree, so it's lost all of its leaves. But you can just see on the ends of the branches, if I go up close, that there are some strange things. And this is a really unusual tree, children. This is called a fig tree. And the fig tree does lose all its leaves in winter, but it's already set its fruit for next year. So these funny little things on the end will become figs. So this is a fruit tree. So we need it to produce lots of fruit. So wassail, fig tree. I hope you have a really good growing year. Let's move along. Move along. What have we got now? Aha! Now this is an interesting tree, and you can see, is it evergreen or is it deciduous? That's right, it's evergreen. In fact, you could say that this tree was not evergreen, it was ever red, because this tree has a special name. It's called the ragged robin tree, and the reason it's called that is because in winter it hasn't quite happened yet to all the leaves. The leaves turn red. Can you see that one up there? Just like robin redbreast. So it's called a ragged robin. It's quite a popular garden tree because it does have really lovely leaves. Oh, let's travel along. What have we got next? Now, okay, this one's really easy to spot. Is this tree deciduous or evergreen? It's deciduous. It's lost all of its leaves. And this is a beautiful tree. This is called, it's got two names. You can either call it a rowan tree or you can call it a mountain ash tree. And in the spring, it has lovely green leaves and white blossom. And then through to the autumn, it has some beautiful red berries. And they're really important because the birds love them and they'll sit in there, particularly blackbirds like those, and they sit in that tree and enjoy the red berries. Moving along, got a couple of evergreen bushes. And then right down at the end of the garden, let's have a look what we've got here. Aha, here's another tree. Now, it doesn't look alive, does it? But it is. And is it deciduous or evergreen? Well, that's right, it is deciduous. It's lost all of its leaves. This, children, is a pear tree. And we have a lovely crop of pears every single year. So we need to wish this tree a wassail. We need to wish it a good year and hopefully a bumper crop of fruit. So let's just turn my camera around so you can see me again. Here we go. So my challenge to you today and this week is to get out and about. If you're at home, maybe at lunchtime or when you have a break, get out into your garden. If you haven't got a garden or you're going to school, have a look at the trees around you. See if you can name whether they are deciduous or evergreen. And ask your parents what their names are, because it's lovely to know the names of things. And if they're a fruit tree, if you think they might be a fruit tree, wish them a wassail, good health and a happy new year, which is what I wish all of you. Tomorrow we'll go out the front and have a look what we can find there, but bye for now. See you later.